Really easy, to be quite honest with you. It was 8-0 there late in the second quarter. We miss a field goal. They go down, kick a field goal to go into half. So there's 3 points, 11-0. They get the ball first. They score 7. So there's 10-0. We go 3 and out, and they score again. 17 points. Offense has 3 plays, 3 bad plays, 3 and out, and they go 17 points. And really, that's where the game's 25-0. Before you even know it. And so just not good enough in any of the phases there. Obviously, the tipped ball in the first possession on offense set us back there. We were having a good drive, good rhythm. Miles Garrett did a nice job getting his hand on the ball, and they tipped it. So we just did a great job overcoming that on offense early, getting points on the board, giving our defense some help, because I thought in the first half they played well. They really did. And we just didn't give enough help on offense. In the second half, we just didn't hold up as a team. I don't think it's great, Cindy. I don't think it's great, but we don't have final confirmation yet. Yeah, it's tough because Cheeto is a guy, he's one of the hardest workers on our team, one of the most focused guys. Great man of character, does everything right, does everything to lift up his teammates, does everything to prepare himself. He's all about the team. He puts his heart and soul into this thing. And so to see a guy like that get hit like that is tough. I wouldn't go that far. I think we had a great drive to start the game, and they had a tip on a pick. We were moving the ball really well, and then we just had 2 3 and outs. You know, we had a big drop on one that would have kept us moving. So we had a great opportunity there, and just didn't get into the rhythm with those 2 3 and outs, and just didn't allow us to do anything. You know, a couple 2-yard gains on 1st and 10, and then you're in 2nd and 8, and just stuff. I think we just didn't do a great job finding our rhythm early on, and it's as simple as that. Because I thought we had great rhythm on the first drive, excellent. You know, and we had a wide open hitch route, and he just throws his hand up and tips the ball, and we had what we wanted, and they just made a good play there. And so I thought we had a great rhythm on the first drive, and if you get some points there, you get some momentum, things are a little bit different because our defense did a nice job in the first half, but just didn't get it done. I think we had decent. I think the next drive was maybe a 6-play drive, and so again, just wasn't good enough to start.
Zach, when you look at the special teams, kind of uncharacteristic performance from Evan Pearson tonight with the missed extra point and the field goal. I know you'll be able to watch the film and talk to Derek here, but from what you saw on the sideline, what do you think happened there?
I think we'll just have to see it to be sure.
What was so tough about Miles Garrett and the pass rush? What made him so tough about the stop tonight?
Well, I thought really in the first half we did a nice job. He got us a one time on a 3rd down. I thought we had a good plan. I thought our guys executed really well. You know, the worst thing you want to do against the Cleveland Browns is give them a 2-3 score lead and let their running game get going, their play actions, and let their pass rushers tee off. That's a recipe for disaster, and unfortunately that's what we gave to them. Yeah, it's easy to see what this one comes down to. Like I mentioned, the first question of where that segment in the game got away from us. This isn't the type of team we are. You know, it's a 17-game season, and this is one game that we weren't at our best today in any phase. And I'm confident that's not who we are, that we can make the corrections and flush this one away quickly, turn our attention to Carolina on a 6-day week, and have a great opportunity to get this out of our system real quick and play well next Sunday.
Welcome to the Queen City Strikes podcast. I'm your host, Ray Summers. Shout out to my co-host, Mavy Mav, man. Tell me what's up, broski.
What's up? Halloween is over, man. Nothing but tricks, no treats. That's all I could say. Nothing but tricks and no treats.
I hear you, bro, man. Y'all, yeah. Happy post-Halloween, man. November 1st, when you listen to this, maybe November 2nd. Episode 38, Battle of Ohio, man. We're going to get straight into it, bro. We ain't going to waste nobody's time, bro.
The battle usually means it's close between both sides.
It wasn't even a battle, man.
The ownership of Ohio.
That shit was like a public like lynching.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up, man. 25-0, what at like in third quarter, 11-0 at half. It's like just outside of this, y'all. It's just like I don't know what the hell is going on. Like, just I don't know what the hell is going on, y'all. It's a lot of just to segue off the Bengals just real fast. Like, just pre-Halloween, bro. It's just a lot of like I don't know if you've seen this, man. There's a lot of like demonic like shit going on, bro. You hear about the 140 people that collapsed on the bridge in India?
What? No, I heard about was it in Korea or Japan or whatever, the Halloween party before collapse or some shit.
You might say, yeah, there's 140 in South Korea, then like 14 people shot in fucking Chicago, then some shit going on in Brazil, it's chaos all over the place, man. But get back to this shit, man. Like, it looked like, bro, yesterday's performance reminded me of like, because how we're watching the Stripe Rewind, it reminded me how it might have been like Burrow's first season, to be honest with you, when we played the Browns and they got shut out like that. But this one was just bad on all cylinders, bro. All cylinders, bro. We're going to get in the game reaction in a second. We haven't spoke with y'all since the Jamar Chase announcement because we thought everything was cool. So we're going to start from there and work our way down. So with the 4 to 6 games, my whole thing with this is I'm going to give my quick take with this and we're going to just move forward and I'll give it back to you. My quick take with this shit, with the 4 to 6 games, it's like, my thing is if they already knew this going into the Saints game that he was already injured and you knew you had Atlanta afterwards, why didn't they just hold him out of the Saints and Atlanta game just so he could have been in this game that we're about to talk about here shortly with the Browns? Maybe the score wouldn't be, not the score, but maybe the game wouldn't be too out of touch like how we saw last night. That's my thing. And then the second thing, it goes back to shit I've been saying pretty much since last season. I seriously feel like, y'all, like they don't give a fuck about like the players. It's one or two things is going on. It's either the players. I mean, I could see Jamar Chase being that type of player. I remember you said you were that type of player. I'm that type of player. Like when you get injured, you're not going to show that you're injured. You're going to try to like fight it off. Like, you know, you're going to mention anything. But then there's the other side. It's like, okay, because it's obviously they knew. And it's just like they didn't really take consideration on how severe, you know, the injury was. And I feel like, yes, it could have been on Chase, and yes, it could be on the staff, but I'm just going to add both of them together. It's on both of them because it's like for Chase, only he knows the type of pain he's in. Just like how you mentioned how like you was in that pain, and I went through some shit in college, and it's like only you as an individual, as an athlete, know what type of level of pain you're in. Whether it's we're scaling it from like 1 to 5, you're either you at a 3 or you're at a 5 or maybe a 2. It's one of the ranges. But since he's out this long, it seemed like it was light. The injury was light going to the Saints game. And then coming out of the Saints game, going to the Atlanta game, he hurt it worse. So then it made the whole situation 10 times. It could have been a career, bro. I don't want to say a career ending, but it could have been like almost season ending if he would have played in this game hurt. But I don't know, man. I just feel like they got to protect these players, bro. They got to take shit seriously, man. Like if somebody's hurt, it's like, come on, bro. And then it just goes into everything we're going to go into with the game. It's like, if y'all were nervous of being without Chase, it's like, what type of message are you sending to the team? Like you have no faith that the roster that you have on the team to get the job done against the Saints and Atlanta. I felt like with the roster that we saw last night playing against the Browns, they could have beat the Saints. They could have beat the Atlanta Falcons. I thought they could have beat them just without Jamar Chase. But again, I know there were must-win games. You know, the show must go on, but it was just too hell of a risk, man. What do you think, bro? Go ahead.
What do I think about which part now?
Jamar Chase out 4 to 6 games.
Well, it's not really 4 to 6 games. It's 4 to 6 weeks.
4 to 6 weeks.
We had the bye mixed in there.
Yeah.
I don't think his injury was as bad when he was first reported, that he had hip injury.
Yeah.
I think in the Atlanta game, one of his touchdown catches between two defenders, the way he went down could have aggravated it some more, which made them want to look more in depth into it. And that's where they found that fracture.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they probably should have took that type of deep look sooner, but
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. I just hope we don't get no other news outside of what's going on.
Like I said, with last year, this team got extremely lucky with not really having any COVID issues, and they stayed away from the injury bug. This year, it caught back up to them.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't even call it karma. I guess you could say what goes around comes around. I mean, that sounds like karma, but it's just, I don't know what it is, but they getting hit pretty hard. Yeah, going into this game, like I said, Bengals lost, man, 32-13. My full-blown reaction to this, we were talking off the air before we started the show. Social media was on fire.
Yes, it was.
Literally
all day long.
Like the whole game. Yeah, all day. It just like, it was on fire with the reactions, and it just like, and then I saw the comments like, going back to Jamar Chase. He was like, oh, well, we would have had Chase win the game. I'm going to tell y'all this.
Oh, no.
If you're going to sit here and tell me that, because like, don't get me wrong, like it's obvious that the offense is based around like his opinion when he's on the field, but I feel like they shouldn't even change the game plan, like just with Higgins and Boyd and the rest of the crew on the field. But just to get back to Jamar Chase, it's like, y'all feel that way. It's just like, what type of faith you got in the rest of the team? I get that we got the running back issues that we're going to get into, but I'm a firm believer, like just with the depth that we got on that wide receiver core with like, your Trent Taylor, your Trent Irwin, the Boyd and Higgins. And I think Stanley Morgan's on that route too. Like I said, man, I feel like we could have did it. Just, I felt like the preparation and the game plan was fucked up. It's obvious the game plan was just to give it to Mixon, because that showed the first couple offensive plays, pass to Mixon, hand off to Mixon, pass to Mixon, hand off to Mixon. It was showing what I'm like, they showing the hand already. I'm sitting here like, no, you shouldn't be doing that shit, because it's just like, because the collapse was about to happen. And it, like, luckily through the first quarter, nothing happened. It was literally turnover on turnover on turnover on turnover. But it just like, I just can't go with that narrative that like, we would have won if Jamar Chase was there. I just felt like they were unprepared. They got out-coached. And that shit goes back to the shit that me and you basically been preaching, or at least me, like since last year about Taylor. It's like, I don't know. Like, this is where I get at with that comment. It's like the Sean Taylors, they know how to work what they got when they don't got Drew Brees on the field. They find how to win with what is it, Tatum Hill, or maybe Jameis Winston, who was on the squad, maybe not, but they find a way to win. Mike Tomlin, Andy Reid, it's like Bill Belichick. We can name a whole bunch of coaches that know how to function when they're without their star player for a significant amount of time. And it just makes me upset that people just keep making excuses and keep like not putting the focus on like, like it's something with Taylor and the staff. It's just like somebody's not on the same page. They might be in them interviews making it seem like everybody's on the same page, but it's no way everybody's on the same page, especially with the players. Especially with the players. The players cannot agree with like a lot of shit that's going on. It might look like that, but it's no way, because just the shit they was doing, bro. And then like not going for it on 4th and 4 and 4th and 2 in the Battle of Ohio game, 0-2, what 0-2? Yeah, 0-2 in the AFC North at that moment, 0-3 now. It's just like, come on, bro. And you see what they did on the Browns side. That's why it's no excuses. The Browns had mad injuries. They had injuries on the offense and the defensive side. They had rookies dominating over our experienced players. So it's just like, it goes back to the preparation. It's like, what the fuck did they do the whole damn week to come into this game and play ass flat, like literally, like a letter P. Ass is flat, and like it makes no sense. It's like it makes zero sense that you come into that game with all that talent, everything that's on the line in that game, because they'll be facing a 2-6 drought. We looking on the incline, trying to get on a win streak, trying to find the offensive rhythm. We still can't get that going. It's like 1 week we got it, the next week we don't. The next week we do got it, the next week we don't. It's like it's so inconsistent and unbalanced. It's like they have to figure this shit out, bro. They have to figure this shit out. But I'm just not going with that narrative with we would have won with Jamar Chase, because it's just like it's just the lack of the game plan was just trash, bro. The game plan was super trash. And lastly, before I hand it off to you, man. Matter of fact, I'll just hand it off to you because we're gonna get into some other shit. So yeah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I mean, it's one thing to come up on the losing end of a hell of a game, and that would be a completely different tone in this conversation. What happened last night was a complete beatdown. We all knew what was, everybody knew what was on the line in this game. The fact that we haven't won in the division, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
The Browns showed up for MNF, Monday Night Football. The Bengals left us with a WTF for what the fuck.
Right.
From every phase of the game, absolutely nothing went right. I mean, Grant, we get to get a couple turnovers and a blocked field goal.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, nothing could work right. Straight off from the opening kickoff, we finally have a chance to return the kick. Why you chose to take it out, I don't know. You can only get to the 15th. So you already put the offense in a bad spot right off rip.
All right.
In a game you knew, which I had said last week, was going to be a dogfight, no pun intended. Just all three phases, I'll even say 4 phases because I'm going to count coaching into that. They just got completely dominated. Like you said, you had rookies outplaying veteran players that were drafted like later. I can expect like a first round pick and you had all this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
That's a different story. But it's just everyone. I mean, every part of it was just embarrassing. McPherson couldn't make his kicks. Burrow had 0 time in the pocket. The offensive line looked right back from the start of the season where it was just Swiss cheese. And like also you pointed out, just like the first game, they came out flat-footed. It's like, did you guys even practice football all week or even game plan, or just go, man, Chase is hurt?
Thank you, man. That's what I'm saying.
Look at this water bottle.
Thank you.
And like, it's like, was all the focus just strictly on that?
Thank you.
I mean, it's seriously what it seems like to me. They had no plan, no answers for
nothing.
Anybody on the Browns. Brissett looked like Tom Brady in his prime.
He like Michigan Tom Brady.
Chubb, I think Chubb damn near won the Heisman in that game.
Facts. They hurdling people.
Right.
Tip passes.
He's basically running the Olympics at this point.
Hell yeah.
It was just everything with last night was just terrible. There's no excuses to be made from this. I mean, I don't know who all to hold. I mean, they just got to hold them all accountable.
Yeah, you do. You do. It's as a team.
As much of a fan as I am, I'm not afraid to call you out. Y'all look like shit. Pure just shit.
Garbage. Hot garbage. Literally, bro. That's probably the worst performance since last year with the Jets. That was like literally like the worst performance, bro. Like you're only missing one offensive tool on the offense and you're missing one player on the defense. You got the majority advantage and you still can't get it going. And it's like, that's nuts, bro. And with the game plan, with the whole mixing thing, which we'll flip it to. This was making me mad about the running back situation. They need to figure out who in the fuck are they going to go with. It makes no sense. You got 2 powers, one like speedy runner, right? It's like you got to pick and choose who you about to go with, because it makes no sense where, like, for instance, let's just go with it. Why in the fuck did they take Chris Evans out the game after he made that beautiful Jamar Chase-like catch at the beginning of the game? Made that 29-yard like catch. Then after that, we didn't see him ever again.
That was his only peekaboo.
No, like, you basically used him for that moment, but throughout the game, we're getting our ass beat. So if I'm looking on the sideline like, yo, I'm looking for him. I'm looking for him. Like, even when we're going into the halftime and 11-0, because that's another thing that made me mad was like just how the game flow was going. Like the Bengals was still in the game. It's like they didn't get out of the game until literally they scored. The Browns scored in the second half. But it's just like I'm sitting here like, why in the fuck? Like, why would they take him out? Like, because they could have used him anytime. Yo, it'd have been any great time would have been to use him. Just how it was when they use him at that moment because they weren't expecting that shit like him to do what he did that moment. Because they basically looking at Higgins. They looking at Tyler Boyd. They probably looking at Irwin or Taylor, whoever's out there. They didn't expect to see this dude, like, to catch what he did because there's really no film on him. He's not never out there. So it's just like, that shit made me hella mad, bro. And it's just like, and they should have known how that game was going to go. Just like with them turning the ball over, they kept, I think I counted like maybe like 5 times they're over the 50. Maybe gotten in like their 30, like probably like twice, and then like they just couldn't get nothing going. They just couldn't get shit going. They knew that shit was going to happen. Like once they got that score at halftime to put it at 11, that's when I said in the Sharp Rewind, I was like, bro, I was like, well, I didn't say in the Sharp Rewind, but I said during the game chat on the live stream, I'm like, bro, like they got to get a stop because if they don't get a stop on this, them coming out with the ball, the Browns, it's like it's pretty much going to be nightmare, and that's basically what happened. Like. What's his name? Kobe got the QB sneak for the touchdown, slashed the streak that we had on defense from keeping opponents from scoring in the second half. But man, it's just terrible, bro. That was just like nightmare.
The way that game was going, the coaches really should have looked around for someone to provide some type of spark, bring
some type of momentum. Yeah,
to
man.
The team. And like you said with Evans, I'm not trying to put it all on his shoulders or anything, but
he was the only one.
The way they were getting beat at the end, that's why I said at that point, I would have just sat as many of my starters as I could. Let me see who else can do, something. Because the starters couldn't do shit. So you literally could not do any worse. That's
what I'm saying. It's like, all right, they down 8-0. They down 11-0. Then they're down like whatever was after that. And I'm sitting here like, yo, like you said, like put something together, man. It's like, they did so well in the first quarter. It was just like, I don't understand like what happened in that first quarter. And then going into like the second half, it was just annihilation. And then they finally found the end zone with Boyd and Higgins at the end, but it was already too late. It was just like everybody's worn out. The defense looked gassed. Like that's probably the worst performance I've seen by the defense in a long time. Long time. That was a bad performance by the defense overall. Like I can't even say one player played good. Like that shit was just terrible, bro. But of course it got worse when Awuzie went out, which we'll talk about later. But that shit was just bad, man. So with the current playoff picture, bro, this is nuts, man. So what should the Bengals game plan should be to keep this season alive, bro? Because obviously, since it's 5:00, they ain't make no moves in the trade deadline. So I wonder, what should they do to keep this season alive with the upcoming games? That Panthers we're going to talk about later. Then it's the Titans. No, Steelers, Titans, then Chiefs.
At the rate last night went, they need to find Jesus.
Facts. Facts, man. They got to find it.
I think this team mainly is just they need to find themselves.
And the crazy thing is, they need
to find an identity because for some reason they just keep coming out that they don't know what to do.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is, I agree with you, like 100%. But I thought they figured it out last week. Remember, I said that last week. Thought. I was like, yo, I think they found identity. Starting out empty, scoring. They look like they found it. Then
they stuck to the empty, but right out the gate of the game, though, like you said, it just kept mixing. We started going back to that routine that wasn't working.
Yep.
That it was no matter what, keep forcing mixing.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right. You did say that. Yep, you did. Yeah,
and that's exactly what they seemed like they went back to yesterday. Was just mixing. That's
what I'm saying, man.
Then I also mentioned it to you, off the show. It seems like every time P. Ryan comes out, you automatically know that ball's going to him.
Oh, yeah.
Every time he's on the field, whether it's a handoff or a screen or whatever the case, they look for P. Ryan.
That's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. because
And if
that
we could see that, the defenses are seeing that.
oh yeah, Myles Garrett, like yeah, we saw like they made switches on the line. He was going with Collins at the beginning of the game. Okay. Flipped over here. Now you got Jonah Williams. He running straight through this dude. I'm sitting here like, whoa. Don't get me wrong. Collins is getting work too, but Jonah got the worst of it. But as a whole, as a unit, they were all getting worked. So I'm not singling nobody out. They was getting worked as a whole. So it's just like, I'm not going to sit here and single nobody out. They, as a whole, like we go back to, like you said at the beginning, as a team.
I'm singling them all out.
They all messed up bad. Terrible performance, man.
The winners of that game yesterday was everybody sitting on the bench.
Yeah, the ones that want to get their jersey dirty. Yeah, that's a plus. That is a huge fact. But they got to find it, man. Yeah, that's basically the answer to that question. What they got to do to the game plan to keep the season alive. They got to find that identity. They got to find their strengths. I mean, you saw what they were doing on the Browns. They were using their strengths. Like we all knew it was like a common sense answer. Chubb and Hunt, they're going to run that. As soon as they get the rhythm with that, then the passing gets involved. And that's exactly what happened, And then, they got slumped, bro. But terrible shit, bro. Terrible shit. But I just don't agree with this whole, like, they got to figure that out. And I thought they would have did something with either, because you mentioned off the air, you was like, I wonder if they would trade Mixon. I saw some rumors like the Cam Akers and the Mixon thing was in the air, but I was like, hey, I don't see that happening. But my thing is, they just got to figure that shit out. If it's me, I'm going with Mixon or Evans, or I'm going with Piron and Evans. That it's one of the two, but Evans got to be in the mix. He's the only person that's giving you that spark that you're talking about. The only person that's giving that spark, man. But we will see, man. It was just an ugly day yesterday, y'all. Ugly night. It was definitely Halloween.
Like I said, all tricks, no treats.
It was definitely Halloween, man. I just couldn't believe the way that shit was going. But what we got up next? Yeah, the defensive injuries is piling up, man. What's your thoughts on the Woozier? I knew he was going out the moment he ran behind that Gatorade jug, bro. I knew it.
I knew as soon as before that, the way he went down and how fast he went straight to grabbing that knee. And then, like you said, that was further confirmation when they showed him behind that and the way he was pointing at that and the way he was moving around, like, oh, he's done for the season.
Yep. When I see somebody moving like a crack fiend like this, I already know what's up.
Then the first thought I said out loud, I said he probably tore an ACL, and that looks like that's what it is.
Sad, man. Hate to see somebody go down like that because he been playing extremely well, bro. Extremely well. And I remember I doubted him like at the beginning of the season when we first started the show of last year. Because he came from the Cowboys, and he from the shit I saw in the Cowboys, I wasn't impressed.
I was gonna say, as I recall, you went, "Who the hell is that?"
Yeah, exactly. But he's great, man. I hope for a speedy recovery. Like I hope we could get him back. We won't get him back this season, but in 2023, I hope we get him back, man. But we'll see, bro. But a lot of other injuries too. I think Trey Flowers went out, and we didn't speak with y'all last week about it, but Eli Apple was out as well. So it's like right now the chart, it's like, all right, Eli Apple will be back, and then you got Cam Britt, and who else is on that list? Because it's very thin, bro. that corner list is very thin, and they ain't make no moves on the trade deadline. So it's just like, I guess that's the message they send is that they're going to rock what they got. But I'm just going to say this. If Mover start throwing, like I said, we're about to approach like the wildest part of the season. It's like, yeah, these next two games is like they might be all right with going against the Panthers and the Steelers. They're both 2-6. But outside of that, it's like they got to make something shake because it's just like it's going to be a lot of high-powered offenses we're about to be going against very, very soon. So I want to sleep on that. I thought you got to prepare for the future, like right now, not for the future, but for the later in the season. I mean, but yeah, man. But yeah, Rouzier's out for the year. Offensive line, we already went through that. Like I saw somebody say like, "Oh, you say you're supposed to be Joe Burrow's bodyguard. What happened?" I'm like, bro, like, you gotta leave that shit alone, man. It's just like. I don't know what the fuck was going on with him, bro. Like I said, the offensive play calling was just trash, man. It's just the play calling was just trash. What do you got? What's your thoughts about Dax Hill's debut at the corner? That shit was bad.
It is what it is, man. Like I said, it was just bad for last night was one of those games where nothing worked right for anybody.
That shit was bad, bro. That shit was bad. He got killed. Like he got burnt on. Like it, man. I just hope all this open everybody's eyes for the let's get rid of Jesse Bates for let him start. I called this out. I was like, you don't want a rookie playing in that spot. It's a wrap, man. It's like not everybody's gonna come out like your Jamar Chases or anybody else. It's like some people, it's like it takes time for them to get to that peak. So it's just like that shit was bad, man. That shit was bad. And it looks like, he's part of that list too. I forgot the name. So yeah, like he's on that list too. That's a possibility that be starting this coming Sunday. So we will see. We will see. Since the trade deadline is currently over, who you think they should have picked up if they were to pick up somebody? I feel like they should have been in the hunt for at least I'll say either both a wide receiver in the corner. Because we're going to get DJ Reader back. And then, it would have to be a corner and a wide receiver.
I would have looked for
definitely
linebacker, pass rusher help.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wanted to go ever since Jamar Chase thing, receiver.
Mm-hmm.
You got to remember most of the teams in the league, I guarantee you at least 28 teams in the league would be like, oh, we would love to have that tandem of Higgins and Boyd. So we're blessed with that. So I don't want to keep hearing that. We're spoiled the fact that you got 3 top tier receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It wasn't really nobody big on the list. I think Brandon Cooks is probably like the best one on the list.
As far as receivers,
I think so. Yeah.
The receiving market was rather low.
It was stupid low.
It's just the only thing that irritates me is that I know nothing's always a guarantee, and the way this season's going, we don't know. We honestly don't know what the hell the way this is going to play out.
I can't even tell you.
So it would be kind of dumb to make too big of a move because of the uncertainty.
Yeah.
But it would just be, somewhat nice to see him try to attempt something, even if they didn't get the trade. Like you heard that, hey, we were trying for this, but the trade was turned down. Something, it's all the teams around us like normal seem to always add another piece that helps them. Like here we go with the Ravens,
right?
Even their cap thing situation with Lamar Jackson still didn't stop them from getting Roquan Smith.
True.
Now to team him up with Patrick Queen, it's like, well, they're gearing up for what they're hoping is going to happen. Now the only thing is, once this season's over, are they going to be able to afford him? Or otherwise they just gave up a 2nd round pick and another pick just for a few week rental. That's the other side of the dice. But you look at a team like the Rams last year, they made a trade, with Von Miller,
right,
who came up at the right time and helped them all the way through to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I just feel like coming off the Super Bowl, I feel like if we're just on this win now mentality, I don't know if we are, just the way yesterday looked, but it's just like we on that mentality. It's like you got to do whatever it takes, man. Like sometimes you got to bite the bullet. But again, wasn't major shit out there. But if it wasn't a wide receiver, they could at least like I don't know if there's any. I ain't look at the list on the corners, but and then you got your pass rushers like you're saying, but it's just like.
To me, the true test to see where this team is going to be at is to see how they react next week against Carolina.
That's pretty true test.
From last year to this year, you have not been beaten like the way you were just beaten. Right. You were in every game within a possession. This season, you lost most of your games within a field goal. And now this time you truly got beat. Now you're only missing one offensive weapon. You still got majority of your offense, so there's no excuses. You're playing a shitty 2-win team again in Carolina, who is definitely way worse than Cleveland is.
Yeah. But don't sleep.
I'm not saying, definitely not going to sleep.
Don't sleep.
But what I'm saying is the way they respond this coming week will really kind of, in my opinion, just tell how things are going to play out.
Right.
You come out and you have to fight until the very end to barely beat Carolina after getting the dog shit beat out of you. You got a sorry look for the rest of the season.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not a good look. Like even if they pull away like 19-17, which we'll get into, we'll get all that, but it's just like that's not a good look, bro. That's definitely not a good look. That's definitely not a good look. I'm with you, man. Let's get into it, man. Offense, defense, special teams, play calling, performance, grade. You're going first, my friend.
All the grades?
Yes, sir.
Oh, the grade's easy. It's straight fucking F through Z, all the way across the board.
Oh, damn.
Nobody did it. Nobody did a damn thing. I mean, it was just shit all the way across. I mean, McPherson's missing kicks, Burrow's missing throws, receivers are missing catches. The offensive line can't block to save their life. The defensive line couldn't even get onto Brissett. The defense, for as well as they've done for the season, they made, like I said, that made Brissett look like Tom Brady in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody could do anything right.
I'll say
there
this,
were no adjustments made at halftime for nothing. Just F's all the way around.
Mm-hmm. I feel you. Okay. I'll say this though with the defense. I will say this though with the defense because it goes back to everything I've been saying. It's like I'm not giving them no B or nothing because like they're going to get a D plus from me, just D plus, because due to they did make extreme plays. They made a lot of great plays at the beginning of the game in the first quarter, just like the offense, of course. But with the plays that they made, they were putting, it's like, once again, they get the offense in great position. The offense don't do nothing. They get another turnover. Like, even like we saw, even like they're only down like 11. No, it was after they scored the touchdown in the early third quarter. After that, they got the fumble. It was like a sack fumble. They got that. Like I said, like they make plays. It's just the offense just not following up. I'm just giving the defense. Matter of fact, I get D minus, not D plus. D minus. Special teams, that's a smooth F. Like smooth F. Like I'm with you. Missed the missed field goal. I mean, with that field goal, I believe with the field goal, then like we'd have got that touchdown. It'd probably have been like 9 to where the fuck they had. We probably been like 9-18 or whatever. If everything would have stood the way it would have did, but it didn't. But yeah, they getting a smooth F, and the offense, they just look bad. They just getting an F off of it. They look bad. It's just, you got too much talent. It goes back to everything we've been saying. It's like you got way too much talent. You got way too much depth on that team to not do anything. Like they couldn't, bro. I think let me go into the numbers. Like the offensive yards they had in the first half, that shit was tragic. I was like,
oh yeah,
what the fuck?
It was horrible.
Let me see, man. That shit was bad, man, in the first half. I can't find it. But yeah, they got 2 turnovers on both. But yeah, man. They got to get this shit together, man. But yeah, those are my grades. Oh, and the coaching, F. The coaching, play calling, smooth F, man. Both sides. Because right after the first half, everything collapsed on both ends. Both ends collapsed. Everybody went down together. Like literally, bro. They lost as a team. Like literally, but to be honest with you, I'll flip it on the flip side. I feel like we needed this type of loss. I hope this loss woke their asses up, because it definitely exposed the weaknesses that we have on the squad that me and you basically been calling out like almost not this whole season, but the particular games we've been calling out the flaws of the team. But it's like they gotta get this shit going, bro. But I do feel like they needed this loss. It was a smash mouth loss, especially on the away in Cleveland. I think the only thing that sucks is Burrow's 4th consecutive loss. Is it 4th or 3rd?
For what?
Him against the Browns.
Think? For Burrow?
Yeah, Burrow alone. Like I think it's either 3 or 4. It's one of them. He either came in the game 0-3.
Well, we've lost, I think, 5 straight to him.
Okay.
But for him, it'd be 3.
Okay. All right.
I think
3. We'll say 3 or 4. One of those.
Because he played him once his rookie year. He played once last year because they sat out the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So now again, so yeah, he's 0-3.
Okay, 0-3. So it's just like, come on, bro. But honestly, we will see. We will see. They like you said, and going forward into the Panthers coming at 2-6, 1 p.m. kickoff. They gotta wake up on this. It's like, I hope they look at the game film. I hope they study all the mistakes. I hope they create some shit. If you're not going to use Chris Evans, it's just like, do something, bro. It just, he is with Jamar Chase being out, like, you got to have him in at least, him at least. Because it's obvious the defenses, they're going to double Higgins, and that leaves either Hurst, Boyd, and then you got your underneaths on the flat, whether it's Mixon, Piron, or Evans. It's like they got to figure out some shit. But again, it comes down to what you always tell me. It's like Burrow got to have time in the pocket. So it's like, if you don't have time in the pocket, and it's going to be, everything's going to be shit. So it's just like, we're going to see. We're going to have to see, man. We're going to have to see. I already know, y'all, this shit sounds like a depressing show right now, but it's just like, that loss was just, it took like the life, not the life, but it just took the air out of like the excitement that we was getting.
That's the way they were beat. I mean,
it was smash mouth.
Losing's losing, but that was just a flat beat.
Ass whooping, on national TV in front of everybody. Reigning not Super Bowl champs, but Super Bowl appearance. And AFC North winner. So it's just like, come on, man. And plus, what makes it worse was all the I'm almost done with that shit. I'm not gonna tell them what to do, but it's like, if y'all gonna do all that trash talking on the podcasts and shit, and then you go into the game and none of y'all ain't doing shit, it just like, it makes y'all look like dumbasses, bro. Straight up, man. It's like, at this point, be like Marvin Harrison and just don't say a word and just go out and play. It's to that point, because it's like, that's what made it worse. They was doing all that talking, like all to the preparation up to this game. Like, oh, circle the calendar, like they, name dropping on shows and shit. It's like, but again, like I said, they grown ass men, not gonna tell them what to do, but it's like, it's corny as fuck. You talking shit, and then you don't show up to play, it makes it look bad. It's almost that dude that's talking shit at the fence, and then I get near you, and then you quiet. And then when I walk away from you, start talking again. So it's like, that's what it looks like, man. It's just like, they got to get better, man. They got to get better. The season's not over with. We're sitting at 4-4. Yes, there's still time, but how much time is left? Because we're 0-3, and we're 0-3 right now in the AFC North. So basically, you're at the borderline right now. So you're either, depending on what happens these next 4 games, we either going to be in the top 4 talking, or we're talking wild card, or we ain't talking about shit.
Right.
Like, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. And all 3 options is open. It's like, there ain't nothing sealed right now. We're being
right now, majority of the wins is coming against the NFC.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
For anything at this point, you need to do whatever you can to make sure you actually have more wins than Baltimore. You come up to any tiebreakers, you're probably going to be shot in the ass.
Oh yeah, big facts.
You may get lucky for a wild card if Miami's involved in a wild card discussion.
Yeah.
Just because you own that tiebreaker. But other than that, it's got to turn around.
Yeah, it's like,
you keep saying right now, you still got time, but time will eventually run out.
It is going to run out quickly, especially the position at right now, because I'm looking at the stuff right now. Of course, number 1 is Buffalo. They're sitting at 6-1. 4-1 in the conference. Tennessee's number 2. They're at 5-2 and 4-1 in the conference. Kansas City at 3. They're at 5-2, 2-2 in the conference. Baltimore is at 4. They're at 5-3, 4-2 in the conference. Jets 5-3, 4-3 in the conference. Like you said, Miami, they're at 5-3, 4-2 in the conference, and the Chargers 4-3 and 4-2 in the conference. And it follows up with New England, us, Naptown, and Cleveland, Denver. And the fuck boys are down there. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's like, it literally starts Sunday, man. it's in their hands. It's up to them what happens, because if they don't do nothing quick, that's gonna look crazy, man. 3 teams out of the East in there, 2 teams out of the West, 1 in the North, and 1 in South, bro. They got to make something shake. I mean, they're only 2 spots out. They're only 2 spots out, but they got to get something going, bro. They got to get something going. Otherwise, like you said, it's curtains. So, all right, here we go, man. Panthers 2-6, 1 p.m. kickoff, man. What they got to do to win this game, Mav?
Everything opposite they did against Cleveland.
Facts. I feel like aggressive.
Just straight up.
Yeah. I feel like just go empty, bro. Go for it on 4th. That's the one thing that makes you mad is the non-aggressiveness on going for it on 4th, whether it's 4 yards, 2 yards. They try to go for it on 4th and 9. Did you peep that? But you didn't want to go for it on 4th and 2 or 4th and 4. That's what I'm saying, bro. I don't know where they're at. Like, it's just the mental. I don't know where they're at, the staff and the players. It's like it's not meshing well, bro. But yeah, I'm with you. That's why they just got to play aggressive. Defense be on their P's and Q's and letting no big plays. But they got PJ Walker playing. But again, I haven't seen no game of PJ, so I'm not sure if he's a pocket or he's a scrambler or he's like a hybrid.
Either way, it doesn't matter. The Bengals all season in 8 games have played either a backup quarterback or a 3rd string quarterback and made them all look great. So I don't care who their quarterback is. We're struggling against every single one of them.
Yeah. Like we said, don't sleep. It's like, nothing's going to be a given win. Like, they got to go out there and earn it. That's basically what it comes down to. You got to go out there and earn it. Because right now, like, just like going back into the Browns game, the confidence was, their confidence was so up after the second touchdown. It just like, it put the whole NFL world on watch. Like, everybody's seeing this, like, oh, like this is what we got to do to beat their ass. Like, that's just what it is. It's just like, they got to correct it fast, man. They got to correct it fast. You got to score for this game. Yeah. All right, there we go.
And to be honest, it's hard to even come up with a score from what I saw last night to the week before. I mean, I thought it would be a close game, not a complete just ass whooping.
Yeah, I had 28-27. I think you had something like, what, 24? You had them in the 20s, I believe, right?
24-20.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
thinking low?
The way that offense is looking flat, yeah.
All right.
Honestly, because just for the fact that they don't know what the hell's going on. I'll say 24. Carolina's back and forth. You don't know what to expect. I'll say 24-17.
That's a good score. I was going with 2016. Yeah, because they do got your man's Dante Foreman. He's been killing it. Like, we're struggling against the run game without DJ Reader. So it's just like, and you just witnessed last night and you witnessed the week before that. And it's just like, we have zero, and with Reader missing, we have zero answer for that. Like that run defense, that's killing us. And then when you add that with the passing, I mean, they got DJ Moore. I wouldn't sleep on that guy. I don't know who's on the other side, but that's just what they got right there. I don't know who their tight end is. I don't know if they even have a tight end. I don't even know. Only tight end I remember from Carolina is Olsen. I don't remember nobody else. Man. But yeah, man. But yeah, that's the score I got. It's gonna be a close one. I think. I'm with you. I think it's gonna be a close one just due to the performance. I just hope they just play a full, complete game.
You need a win going into the bye.
Yeah, man. Just get the W, man. Get the W. And by any means necessary, just get the W. Going to the bye, like you're saying, focus on the week of Pittsburgh week, because that's gonna be a big week, because you lose that, like we're going back talking about before. Now we're definitely talking about wild card, because it's like you out of the top, the 1, 2, 3, 4 conversation. You're looking at the bottom 3, maybe the bottom 2.
It don't matter how you get there. It's what you do once you get there.
Yep. So
we'll see how that plays.
Yeah, I hope they figure that shit out. But yeah, man, as I got on that one, Around the league news and results, man. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into these scores and we get out of here. Oh, shit. Boom. Ravens played the Buccaneers. Ravens win 27-22. That was a good game. Broncos beat the Jaguars 21-17 in London. Russell Wilson's back with his lingo. He say, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride. Where the fuck you be saying? Goofy ass. All right. Panthers lose to the Falcons in overtime, 37-34. Cowboys beat the Bears, beat the Bears 49-29. Damn, that's an ass whooping. But Dolphins beat the Lions 31-27. Cardinals lose to the Vikings 26-34. Man, Raiders got shut out 24-0 against the Saints. Patriots beat the Jets 22-17. Eagles beat the Steelers 35-13 with AJ Brown's 3-touchdown performance. You know that dude had a drug test after the following day? Type of shit is that? Because he scored 3 touchdowns.
The random.
I told you, man. I told you they keep on with that bullshit. I'm telling you, bro. What the fuck you need a drug test for scoring 3 touchdowns? None of my business, man. Texans beat the Texans, bro. Titans beat the Texans. Sorry, Texans beat the Texans. Titans beat the Texans 17-10. Washington Commanders beat the Colts 17-16. I was shocked on that one. I thought the Colts had it. I was shocked. 49ers beat the Rams 31-14. They figured it out, bro. The 49ers, they figured it out, bro. Going back into it, man. Seahawks win 27-13 against the Giants. Bills beat the Packers 27-17. And we already told y'all about the Browns beating the Bengals 32-13. Yeah, man. And then going into the trade deadline results, man. Got some results for y'all, man. Got the list right here. Ooh. Before we get to the list, Colts fired the offensive coordinator Marcus Brady. Detroit dealt your man's the tight end was TJ Hawkinson.
Minnesota.
To Minnesota. The fuck?
Yeah. Inter division. That's a weird one.
Hey, Detroit really want to lose, bro. That's some goofy shit. You want to trade them to division rival? None of my business, man. What they doing over there? Steelers wide receiver Chase Claypool's going to the Chicago Bears. Got traded to them. Bradley Chubb gets traded to the Dolphins. Broncos get Chase Edmonds. He's the running back from the Dolphins, secondary running back, and some draft picks. Also, the Falcons, they traded wide receiver Calvin Ridley to the Jaguars, was shocking. Also, 49ers trading Jeff Wilson to the Dolphins. Dolphins is making moves. And Steelers bringing in our former guy, corner William Jackson III. And then you told me about what was his name, Raekwon
Roquan Smith to the Ravens.
Yeah. And that one. And then you said another one. It was Hines to the Bills.
The 49ers sent one of their running backs over to the Bills.
Okay. But yeah, man, that's it on that, y'all. What else we got on here, bro? It's wild week, y'all. Wild week. I'm just glad the Halloween shit is over with, man. Live streaming, man, this coming Sunday for the Bengals versus Panthers game, 11:30 a.m. starting. Power hour starts at noon, man. Tell a friend, and tell a friend. Don't be scared. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, shouts out newest subscriber, man. We at 96, man. Hell yeah. Clap it up for that. Let's go. Take a little shot for y'all, man. Also, disturbing news. Rest in peace, Adam Zimmer. He was assistant coach, offensive analyst. He's the son of Mike Zimmer we had here in Cincinnati. That shit was a shocker, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, that was probably the first, outside of like, I'm a hip hop fan. There's a guy out of Atlanta named not Offset. Takeoff. He fucking got shot and killed in Houston. Then it followed up. I got this alert and I was like, yo, what is up with the fucking news? That's why I said earlier, I was like, there's some demonic shit going. And I don't even want to leave the house. Like, type shit, man. But We're going to give a quick little moment of silence for Adam Zimmer. Then we're going to give y'all a who day and get out of here, man. But here we go. All right, man. Yeah, man. Hope condolences to his friends, family, loved ones, man, here at Queen City Stripes podcast, man. Me and Maverick, we care, bro. Like, he, part of the Bengals family. The calls, don't ask. Because they didn't put that down there. I looked up the whole report. They didn't put that down there, so it's unknown of the calls, but his I believe his sister found him in the way he was in. So yeah, man. So yeah, condolences out to them, man. Shouts out to the Bengals, man. But we're going to give y'all a who day. This episode 38, that of Ohio. Again, like I said, like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Also, again, tune in this Sunday for the live stream at 11:30 a.m. Power starts at noon. But other than that, Matt, you got anything to add?
I'm ready to bring on the Panthers and go into the bye week at 5-4, hopefully.
Facts. Right there with you, man.
We need it.
Yes, we do. We need it, man. Due time, man. Other than that, y'all, we love y'all. We out. Peace.